Hi, I'm Clarissa from OurDoctor. Is sex in water safe? It's a question as old as time, or at least as old as public swimming pools. Let's dive in and explore this question with a healthy dose of humor. First things first, let's address the elephant in the room. If you're having sex in a public pool or hot tub, you're probably breaking some rules. Most public pools have signs that explicitly prohibit any kind of sexual activity. So, if you're feeling frisky, you might want to find a more private location. Like your own pool or secluded beach. Just make sure you're not trespassing unless you want to add getting arrested for indecent exposure to your list of aquatic adventures. Assuming you found a suitable location, let's talk about the actual act of having sex in water. Is it safe? Well, like most things in life, it depends. One thing to consider is the potential for injury. Water can be slippery, especially if you're doing the horizontal tangle, and it's easy to lose your footing and take a tumble. The last thing you want is to sprain your ankle mid-coitus and have to hobble back to your car while dripping wet and half naked. So maybe stick to positions that are less acrobatic and more stable. Another potential danger is the risk of infection. Water, especially in public pools or hot tubs, can be a breeding ground for bacteria and other nasty microorganisms. The warm, moist environment is the perfect place for things like E. coli and staph to thrive. And let's not forget about the chemicals used to keep public pools clean, which can irritate sensitive skin and cause other health issues. So if you're planning on getting wet and wild, make sure you're doing it in clean, well-maintained water. And if you're unsure about the cleanliness of the water, maybe stick to some dry land activities. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the pool, condoms. Yes, you should absolutely be using protection if you're having sex in water. But here's the thing. Condoms don't always hold up well in water. The water can weaken the latex, making it more likely to tear or break. Plus, if you're in a hot tub, the heat can further weaken the latex and make it less effective. So if you're planning on having sex in water, make sure you're using a condom that's designed specifically for water use. And if you can't find one, well, maybe consider taking your activities to dry land. Also, water can wash away natural lubrication, which can make things uncomfortable and potentially painful for both parties, so maybe invest in some waterproof lube. Of course, there are some potential benefits to getting frisky in the water. For one thing, the water can help increase blood flow and sensitivity, making sex feel more intense and pleasurable. And let's not forget about the pure, unadulterated fun of it all. There's something inherently silly and joyous about splashing around in the water with your partner, laughing and goofing off like kids. Ultimately, whether sex in water is safe or not comes down to personal preference and the specific circumstances. But let's be real, safety isn't always the first thing on our minds when we're feeling frisky. So if you do decide to take the plunge, just be sure to take some precautions. Use protection, make sure the water is clean, and maybe avoid any positions that involve too much acrobatics. In conclusion, is sex in water safe? The answer is a resounding, well, it depends. But as with all things in life, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it with a sense of humor and a willingness to embrace the unexpected. Who knows? You might just make a splash. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, call us. We're here to help.